Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Wisconsin. I'm your interviewer, Andrea Kaminsky, and I would like to introduce Blair Mosner Feltham, running for Madison School Board Seat 6. Welcome.
Thank you.
As we begin, please give an opening statement about the educational, vocational, and civic experience that you have, which prepares you for this office, and why are you running for school board?
Thanks for the question. I'm Blair Mosner Feltham. I'm currently serving on the MMSD Board of Education, and I think I should be reelected so that we can continue building a future where MMSD schools are amazing places to work and learn for all of us. I'm proud of what I've accomplished in my first term, from hiring a great new superintendent with long-term vision, to stabilizing staffing, to laying the groundwork for important changes around professional development, sustainability, digital devices, budget transparency, and transportation in my second term. I'm the first person to run for re-election for this seat in a decade, and the progress we've made in my first term is just the beginning. A little bit more about me is I'm a classroom teacher. I've been working in schools for 15 years in 2 states and 4 schools. I'm a mom and have kids in the public schools as well, and I've been a union member since I started teaching, as well as a building rep. So I've been working on supporting Madison schools to be the best we can be for a long time.
All right, thank you. Would you address the staff recruitment and retention issues in the district?
Oh, I would love to. So I am an example of staff that was not retained in MMSD. I worked at West High School for 7 years and left in 2020 at a time that a lot of people were leaving. Leadership turnover was a big part of that. Depressed wages were a big part of that. Lack of collaboration was a big part of that. I'm really proud of how far we've come since that time. Our wages are the best in the county across the board. We have a great new superintendent with long-term vision, so I think that some of the wounds that people experience with the revolving door of leadership are healing, and I'm really proud of all of that. A thing I like to brag about is that this year, 94% of principals are in at least the second year of their job. So that shows us that staffing is stabilizing. We are able to recruit and retain staff. There's a lot of talk about wages for veteran staff. I'm working hard on that and look forward to addressing that in the next budget.
All right. Do you think the district should make any changes to its policies concerning out-of-school suspensions at the middle and high school levels?
I don't think out-of-school suspensions is a really successful way of addressing the issues that they're responding to. I understand that there are circumstances where we're required by state law to do that, but rather than address the suspension policy by itself at middle school or high school, I'm a lot more curious and a lot more interested in addressing what gets us to the situation where a teenager is behaving in such a way that we think that maybe they should be suspended. One thing that I am really excited to talk about when I'm campaigning is MSCR. People don't always think of that as an MMSD issue, but right now we have free, fully accessible after-school programming through MSCR. And part of that idea is that if we keep kids engaged with exciting activities that engage and focus them, we won't have the same need for suspensions that we do now. So I would support a policy change if it's the right thing to do, but my interest is less in how we punish and exclude and a lot more in how we support.
Okay. How would you evaluate the district's efforts to improve literacy proficiency? Is there more you think the district needs to do?
Yes, there is more that the district needs to do, including starting with every single student who comes in. Every new student is more to do in a really beautiful way. I'm proud of the early literacy efforts that we've done. We were a year before Act 20, not that it matters. And that's exciting. My own kids are in 2nd grade. And so I'm getting those score reports back, and I'm getting the conference with the teacher about the personal reading plan for my learner. And so I think that we're on the right track. We have tons of people who are trained in the science of reading now, and that will continue as people come onboarding. But the results are promising. The early results are showing small gains. One thing I think that we could do is look into how can we use volunteers as tutors? How can we bring more people in to support young people as readers? That's something I've heard about from a bunch of community members that I'm excited to explore.
And when faced with making difficult, controversial decisions, how will you ensure that you're getting input from residents with a broad range of perspectives?
Sure. One thing about me is that I'm really easy to reach. I have an autoresponder on my board email with my phone number in it. It says, text me if you want to talk. I'm going to read your email, but if you want to talk, text me. And I get into a lot of conversations with people who do want to talk and do have diverse perspectives. So one way is being easy to reach. Another way is that I have standing meetings with different groups where I can hear what they think and what's on their mind. I also want to call out our public comment. Not all school districts have such robust public comment. It's a really important way for me to hear what is on people's minds. Same thing for those emails to the board. I know people can feel like it just goes into a void, but it really doesn't. Those emails are really important for me when I'm making decisions.
And please tell us about other priorities for your term of office that we haven't yet addressed and how you'd propose addressing them.
Sure. Something I'm really excited about in my next term will be welcoming the full return of collective bargaining. I believe that we're approaching a post-Act 10 world, and MTI can come to the table with the real needs, the real basic knowledge, I want to say, about what's happening in schools. I'm uniquely positioned to help MMSD through that return. I was an MTI member for 7 years. I was a building rep, and I have deep collaborative relationships with union members all over the city. I think that collective bargaining is going to be beautiful, and it's going to be good for students and good for our city. And I'm really excited about helping that process be what I know it can be. I'm really excited about where we're going politically. I know it seems like a weird thing to say, but in talking with my colleagues on the board, other elected officials, school board members across the state, I know that we're gearing up to say to the state, you can't keep holding on to all of this money. We really need it in our schools. Madison, as a school district, is 90% taxpayer funded, which means we get so little in state aid. And it's not acceptable. It's not working. It's not serving our students. And so the political fight to win that money for our schools, not just Madison, but schools all over the state, is another thing I'm really excited about.
And finally, what would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
Oh, I feel like I didn't even get to say my teaching chops. But I did mention that I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a mom. I'm in the fight. I'm in the work, and I'm in our schools. I believe that the experiences that all of our students have in their classrooms really matter. And because I'm teaching every day, I know what it takes to make those classrooms thrive. But my perspective or identity or my ideas aren't what make me the best choice for seat 6. School board members pass a budget, we create policy, and we supervise the superintendent. And those are things I'm successfully doing. Those are complex things. They sound simple because you just list them and they're 3, but they're really complex. And I'm in that work doing it every day for the good of the whole community. It takes time, it takes focus, and it takes commitment to make the kind of change that we all want to see for our schools. And you should re-elect me, viewers, on April 7th because I'm a responsive and collaborative leader. I have deep connections with stakeholders across the city, and I'm deep in a lot of important work that our city needs. I really appreciate your time, and viewers, I appreciate your time too in taking the time to learn more about the candidates and be an informed voter. I'm eager to hear what viewers might have to say, and my website is bmf4mmsd.com, and you can email me there.
Well, I want to thank Blair Mosner Feltham for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everyone that the election is Tuesday, April 7th. Every election is important. Please vote. And on behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.